here to talk about everything that's also going on in the NFL draft. One of our favorite guests on this program, one of the hosts of the Emmy-nominated daily program on NFL Network, Good Morning Football's Kyle Brandt. Congrats on that Emmy nom, sir.
Oh, listen, and the Emmy for Outstanding Studio Host goes to Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
No, you're too good. No, you're awesome, Rich.
Both of us, man, are blessed today. So thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you saying that, and congrats to you and the hardworking team that just churns out so much fun programming and has turned into must-watch TV at the start of every day on NFL Network. So
thanks, bud. Because we don't have a shot to win that thing.
Why do you
it's
say
a
that?
hell of a job being
You
nominated.
should.
We got a murderer's row we go up against at Sports Center and PTI and all that. We don't have a shot. But I love being nominated.
Well, you're being humble, and it's a big day in terms of the studio host category. My money is on Rachel Nichols, not only because she's tremendous and excellent at what she does. She is the only member of this list of nominated studio hosts with hair. So it's a big day for the Bald Brotherhood.
Rich, you see the world differently.
Yes.
I have looked at that list. I could have looked at it for 50 years, and I never once would have considered the follicular talent of any of the hosts. I hope the voters don't, though, for your sake, right?
Well, also, Kyle, maybe the reason why you don't look at the list the same way that I do is you set an NFL Network first. After all this time, I've been fortunate to do so many things first, but you have set a new first for NFL Network, which is to host a highly watched program on the network and also wind up having an article in a muscle magazine. That never happened for me, Kyle. And you celebrated it by rocking the new Bengals jersey in a Hoculus medium, which was, I think, a choice, personally. But you may have the floor on all that, Kyle.
I will see your 17 drafts hosted this year and raise you a blurb in Muscle and Fitness magazine. That's what I'm bringing to the table.
Is that a blurb? I mean, I saw more than a blurb, man.
It was cool. It was very cool. I'm 42 and I got in shape.
Can we talk about real quickly, Kyle, working out in the 11s? Is that a thing that you normally do, or was that just for the photo shoot?
Chris, you're all over me for this, man. I mean, I'm getting worn out by you. First of all,
I know, I was on him yesterday,
and he makes the size of the jersey joke. There were many remarks on set that the Cincinnati Bengals sent us a jersey that might have been mislabeled and intended for Kay Adams. That ended up on me because it was very small. And I told Chris that I felt like a mid-90s Ron Gant once he found the weight room.
Amazing reference. Amazing reference.
Yes. But no, the 11s, listen, let's just say I knew there might be some photographs taken that day, and I usually am working out in some beat-up old New Balances that I use to cut the grass, but on that day, the Concords, as they say, had to come out. Come on, it's Muscle and Fitness.
Dude, hell yeah, I'm not knocking your hustle. I am celebrating you, my friend.
Thanks, my man.
The Ed Hockley of Good Morning Football, Kyle Brandt. Here on the Rich Eisen Show. Oh, man. Well, at any rate, so what catches your fancy in this draft? I mean, it seems that we're past the 1 and the 2 now, and we're locked on the 3. And then what happens at 4? And for me, the quarterback decision by the Niners is fascinating. But Kyle Pitts, he has had me at hello. And Louis Riddick said earlier when he was on the show that we all get drunk on height, weight, speed athletes at this time of year. And I told him if that's the case, we've got the bed spins, man.
I know.
I'm waking up the next day trying to remember what the hell happened last night with Kyle Pitts. I can't wait to see what happens with him and the Falcons at 4. That is fascinating to me.
I'm with you. I left my credit card open at the bar, Rich. They called me. I got the spins. I got to find some Denny's and some grease because I am just so hungover on Kyle Pitts. I may have to have some hair of the dog. Here's how drunk I am on it, Rich.
Yes.
And this is my take on Kyle Pitts, and I'm not paid to be practical. It's fine. I am dying for San Francisco to make history and take Kyle Pitts. Now, hear me out. I don't expect it. I'm certainly not predicting it. However, and I know the price that they paid to move up, and I know it was exorbitant, and you would never do that if not for a quarterback. If Kyle Shanahan took hold of an offense that has Deebo Samuel, Kyle Juszczyk, Ayuk, Garoppolo, and then, as I'm calling the tight end, Kittles and Pitts, they would have the number 1 offense in the league. I think Kyle Shanahan would be the ultimate mad scientist. And as far as the price, Sure, it's crazy, and it doesn't make sense, and it goes against all draft logic. I understand that. You cannot overpay for an all-pro player. If you would have told the Chiefs that that's the price they had to pay for Travis Kelce back in the day, dust in the wind. Spend it. It's worth it. I don't expect it, but it would bring the house down, and I think they would have the number one offense of the league if they drafted Kyle Pitts.
Well, not just the house of the draft house. It would bring this particular studio house down, Kyle, because a couple of weeks ago, a guy called in to the program and said, what if the Niners trade up? You know, they should keep Garoppolo, and they could trade up and help get him a wide receiver, whatever. And I asked him what was the most unwashed item that he had. He revealed that he was he's a food delivery driver. Is that what he said at the time?
Yeah, he just drives
around. And he
around
said that he wears the same sweatshirt every day. And I told him that he would have to send it here to the studio and I would consume a swatch of his material if the Niners drafted somebody other than a quarterback third overall. I mean, my heart just dropped with you even putting that out as a supposition. Kyle.
Now, Rich, my recall's pretty good.
Yes.
I seem to remember a couple years back there was the same thing with you consuming garments, and it had to do with Ezekiel Elliott's holdout. Is that right?
Yes, saying that if he did not start week 1 of the season, I would eat Mike Del Tufo's hat. And Zeke did come off of Cabo, and then there was a whole big, as you might say, to-do over the fact that maybe Garrett would not start Zeke in week 1 just to get him in there, slowly.
Yeah.
And thank God he trotted out for the first snap of that season. But Brockman is the only one on this show who's actually eaten a hat because you said you would eat the hat if the Philadelphia Eagles made the playoffs a couple years ago because you took McLovin Twitter bait, which is very easy to take.
I did.
And as we all know, Wentz and the Eagles made the playoffs that year. And so Brockman's the only one in the history of this show.
Rich, I hope you have to eat that sweatshirt. And if the Niners shock the world and do that, I'm sure you could make something out of it. We could call it Grub Rich Grub, and there will be something where you eat it and you hot sauce it, do whatever you want to do, and we'll make it happen.
You forgot the hashtag, Kyle, but I appreciate that.
Of course.
I got to go viral. We got to go viral or something.
Right.
Kyle Brandt here on the Rich Eisen Show. All that said, the quarterbacks are going to go, we would think, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe 4. What else fascinates you about this draft, Kyle?
A few things. Stumbled upon something this morning I think is really interesting. Cincy at 5. There's a philosophical debate that we're having as it pertains to the Cincinnati Bengals pick, and it's kind of a practical versus radical. If you are the Bengals and you have Joe Burrow, who showed up yesterday in their uniform release sporting the big knee surgery scar in his knee.
Yeah, we saw that.
Do you do the thing that is practical, which is to take Penei Sewell or Scott Slater, one of those tackles, and protect him, or do you do the thing that's radical and take Jamar Chase, who is a prolific-looking talent who's going to grow old with him, and they'll have the offense to light it up? And if you'll indulge me, Rich, I made a comparison to my own home today and exactly the same thing, and I did this on the air. Right now, my wife and I are doing a bit of spring cleaning, sprucing up the house a little bit, and we've budgeted very tightly for what we need to do. We have some stone steps that are off the front of our house, just 2 or 3 steps, but they've fallen apart. It's a very old house. It's kind of corroded. We need to pay a mason, who is a very skilled craftsman, to come and repair the steps.
Yes.
My wife, Brooke, wants us to do that. She wants us to spend this chunk of money on that. I'm really resistant because that is the Penei Sewell pick. It's practical. It's going to help us. It's not going to really make us enjoy it. It's not a toy. It's not some cool new addition. Because in the meantime, I've got my eye on this 80-inch television that I want to put in our basement. I really want to put that down there. I've got the frame. I've measured it. I've seen it at Costco. That's the one I want. That's Jamar Chase. So it's, do you spend it on the steps, which that's not going to do anything for you. It's just steps. They're fixed. It's a great foundation for the house moving forward. But boy, that 80-inch HD, oh my God, it is so exciting, and I would have so much fun on the weekends. And I'm in a quandary about what to do. I feel like that's where the Bengals are.
Well, I would. I'm going to tiptoe into following this analogy, Kyle, because in this analogy, you are painting your lovely wife, who I don't believe I've ever met, but I know you definitely are a family man. That you're painting the love of your life as the Mike Brown of the Kyle Brandt household, which is rife with issues potentially.
Sure.
I would take that 80-inch television set, and I'll take that 80-inch television set all the time. I will take that 80-inch television set. If I'm the Falcons right now for Kyle Pitts, I'm taking that 80-inch television.
Oh,
damn
God
straight.
bless you. I wish, Rich, I could put you on speaker. I wish I could play this back for my wife, which I will, because this has gone to Twitter.com. And there are now, among Bengals fans, they're coming into stairs or TV camps, and there's passionate takes on it. So I'm glad you're part of the 80-inch TV army.
Yes, because, you can walk around the steps, I'm imagining, right? There's
a side entrance.
There's a side entrance. There's many
Through the
different.
garage.
There's got to be that way. You could take a flat board, put it over the steps for a while. It might not look pretty, but guess what? When you're scoring touchdowns, eventually you'll be able to pay for those steps. You know what I mean?
I would agree. My wife Brooke has presented things. People come to our home and our steps are broken down, and I'm like, yeah, but then I'm going to take them down to the basement and we're going to watch Dunkirk on 80 inches, and their hair's going to be blown back like the Maxell tape guy. Never mind the steps. We need to step up our TV. That's what we need. I'm passionate about this, Rich. Never mind the steps.
How's that working? How's that surround sound argument working, though?
Oh, the surround sound's ready. The problem is the surround sound, which I guess would sort of be the T. Higgins in this equation. Yeah. That's already plugged in, but it's into this terrible Freudian 660-inch TV, which will just not do.
Right.
I need a much bigger screen if I'm going to get my Christopher Nolan expertise in how I want it. So, listen, I hope they go Jamar Chase too. I just hope that the mail carrier doesn't break an ankle coming up our stairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Brandt. Good morning.
He wants the QLED, Rich. He's done with the plasma. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
We're moving on. At Rich Eisen Show, Twitter poll, should Kyle Brandt fix his front steps or buy the new TV?
All right, we're in on it too. We're in on it too, Kyle.
Please tell me. And guys, let's do the right thing. Guys and girls, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me. But you should see this TV. It's so big. It's incredible. It's theirs, whatever.
Of course it is. I'm sure it's beautiful.
It's great.
You can take the old TV and use it as the ramp on the
that's
old
a great.
stairs.
How about that?
Okay, let's get into that. You take the old TV. Should anybody have a gurney or a wheelbarrow, or if the milkman is coming because it's 1952, you just wheel it right up my old 60-inch crap.
Right up the old TV.
Stairs. Done.
Not functional, but it's
what do we do?
Terribly functional, but it works.
Yes.
Fantastic. Where are you going to be for the draft? What do you got? What are you doing?
I'm going to be in Lower Manhattan. We're not going to Ohio. We've been to Philly, been to Nashville. We're not going to Ohio. Peter Schrager is representing Good Morning Football.
Yes.
Emmy-nominated Good Morning Football.
Yes, indeed.
He'll be representing us in Cleveland. But we're doing a show like from our normal studio, our normal breakfast table in beautiful Lower Manhattan. Myself, Nate, and Kay.
Hey, Kyle, I want to thank you and everyone at Good Morning Football. You've been doing some beautiful pieces, and I know you're planning on a support run, Rich Run.
Yeah.
You had a kid from St. Jude on last week, and it means a lot. And tomorrow we're going to announce what we've done for Run Rich Run this year. It went down this weekend, and it's pretty damn special, and I know you're going to be part of the promotion of it, and I'd love to come on and talk about it and do all of that stuff with you and Kay and Nate, who also got nominated, and Peter and everybody. So,
well, Rich, listen, we are people on a hamster wheel in the NFL cycle, and we know that there's kickoff, there's season, there's Super Bowl, there's draft, there's combine. Listen, part of that cycle is what you do at the combine. It's what we set our calendars to do it every single year, and it was missing this year, and it wasn't right. That's part of what we do. That is an ornament on our tree, and we need to have it. So I'm glad you're following up, and I got to tell you, I'm very intrigued about what you're going to announce because I don't know.
It's pretty special. It's pretty wild. We've expanded the idea. It's
great,
and it'll be announced tomorrow, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it when it gets out there. Who's on your pod this week? Who do you got? What's your latest?
Well, tomorrow I'm sitting down to record with April Fool's provocateur Michael Strahan.
Oh, and fantastic.
We will talk extensively. I have Brett Favre audio from a prior episode of 10 Questions in which Brett Favre, in my opinion, lies through his teeth about giving Michael Strahan the sack record, so to speak. And he has his story, and he's sticking to it, saying he did not hand it to him. I'm going to play the audio for Strahan and ask him to respond and talk about what happened on that day.
Well, long before, when Good Morning Football was just a twinkle in NFL Network's eye, Kyle, Warren Sapp called out Strahan for giving Favre the sack record, okay? Or Favre giving Strahan the sack record, okay? He called out Favre for that, and Strahan went at him, and we got Sapp to call in appear via Bucks Cam and Strahan via Giants Cam, and did a Sap Strahan segment every week on NFL Network. The two of them were amazing, and they would just go at it. They would go at it, and then one time, Jerome Bettis, we got him on Steelers Cam just to chime in, and then the two of them heaped scorn on Jerome about everything going on in his world, his life, his hairline. I mean, they went all in on everything. And Stray is obviously, at the forefront of literally all that goes down. Yep. So tell him I said hello, send my best, and congrats on that pod, everything that you're doing with it, and Good Morning Football, and I appreciate the time here. Kyle.
Always great to be here with you guys. I have sincere congrats on the Emmy nomination, and I cannot wait to hear what's going on with Run Rich Run. Thanks,
I appreciate that, and I can't wait to hear what happens with your steps and your television set.
I'll keep you guys posted. Seriously, that's very important stuff. Send me the results of that poll, and people vote properly. Rock the vote. Let's get the
rock the vote. Hashtag. You forgot the hashtag again.
Hashtag rock the vote.
Thank you very much. Kyle Brandt, everybody. Right. Good Morning Football, co-host, one of our favorites. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.